Hello, this is Aaron from AaronOnAutos.com, and this is Driving in Wyoming podcast. Today we're going to talk about the 2014 Kia Forte. I drove it in the EX package. In this package, the way I drove it, it's about $25,500. That's very expensive for the compact segment, but that is the very top fitting of this car. It starts out under $20,000 at about $19,400 or so. Two things I would recommend if you decide to buy this car, and I'll tell you why in a moment. One, I recommend you upgrade to the 2-liter engine, and two, I recommend that you really consider some of the great options this car has in terms of interior technology and other stuff. A lot of the stuff that's available on this car is not available in any other car in this segment. It has some real premium level stuff that's very, very cool. So looking at the Kia Forte, this is where Kia is bringing their A game. They're really trying to compete with the Toyota Corolla, which is the best seller in this segment. The Corolla came out with a new model, and we've reviewed it. And I'm just going to say right out front, that new Corolla is not very good. The CVT is killing that car. It just feels horrible. Does not drive well. It just feels bad. That's a car that right now is living on because it has the Toyota name on it. But the Kia should definitely be beating it in sales. So should the Nissan Sentra and the Mazda 3. Anyway, back to the Kia Forte here. This is a very, very good car. I really liked it. It drives very well. As I drove it at $25,500, this car has the fittings of a $35,000, $40,000 Lexus. Very good stuff in this car. Really cool technology options, park assist, all kinds of premium level safety and other stuff that you just don't see in this compact segment. Kia's, I think, really coming forward and changing the game a little bit. Also, you can buy this car with a lot of bling packages. You can get it in the cheap, grandma car, nothing added on it. Looks good with just its plain base, plain paint, and that's it. Or you can ramp it all the way up to all kinds of chrome and other things ready to go to the club. Very cool stuff you can do with this car. Kia's really spread out who can buy this car, who it's going to appeal to. As far as the interior fittings and stuff, very, very just very good. It's large. It feels good. There's plenty of room. I did an interior review that will give you a lot more information about that. Now, looking under the hood, I told you to buy that 2-liter engine. There's a reason. The base engine is a 1.8 liter. Puts out 148 horsepower. That's okay. But you upgrade to that 2-liter engine and you jump that to 173 horsepower. Makes a huge difference in how this car drives. But for doing that, you only lose 1 mile per gallon combined. So your EPA rating for the 2-liter engine is still 28 miles per gallon combined. That's 36 on the highway and 24 in town. That's a great trade-off because you really, really get a good driving dynamic when you upgrade that engine like that. The rest of the chassis and everything else is awesome in this car. It just feels really good. It's not overly sporty, but it's a good amount, so it feels good on the corners. It rides well, and then you have lots of options for steering and steering adjustment and stuff. So you can put it in sport mode, so it's harder to drive, to turn the wheel a little bit, so that when you're in town, it feels more sporty. And then you can turn that off and put it in comfort mode, so when you're on the highway, you can just glide down the road. It does a 0 to 60 in around 8 seconds. It's just a very, very nice car. When we drove it here for our week in this car, we got 24 miles to gallon overall. That's pretty good considering our altitude and other things. Now, for those who really, really want the Sport Edition, there's a coupe model of this that has the 1.6 liter ultra turbocharged engine. It puts out 201 horsepower. If you really want that, go get it. But I'm not reviewing that. It's a different car. This is a 4-door sedan, and I really enjoyed it. It's a very good family car. Plenty of space, plenty of versatility, all that good stuff that you expect in the compact market here. As good or better than the Toyota, as good or better than the Sentra. Probably not quite as good as the Mazda 3 in terms of the versatility and the space, but the Mazda 3 is a hatchback. You have to remember that. Excellent value here. Very good price tag for the amount of stuff that you get in this car. It has a great mix of contemporary look with forward-looking design. not enough to make it look weird, but just enough to make it look really awesome. Probably the only real weakness for this car is that the Forte in its highest fitting is at a price point that is equal to the base fitting for the next up car in Kia's lineup. That's not really a knock against it because you're getting way more stuff in this car than you are in that base level cadenza. So I think most buyers would be happy with this car. It's one of the better vehicles in this segment. Some Wyoming drivers might be a little disappointed you can't get it in all-wheel drive, but honestly, there are very few cars in this segment that are. Subaru is about all there is as I can think of off the top of my head. This is just this 2014 Kia Forte is a good combination of value and quality for what you're getting. Just a nice car, well worth considering. We drove it for about a week. You put 357 miles on this car, and I thoroughly enjoyed it the whole time. Also, it's exceedingly photogenic. So, for Driving in Wyoming, this has been Aaron. Talk to you again soon.